Hello everyone, I am Priyanka Patel and in this video I am going to explain reformulation properties of parenteral dosage form. Let's see what are learning objectives of this video. After going through this video, learner will be able to understand importance of physico-chemical properties of drug for development of parenteral dosage form. So start with meaning of pre-formulation. So as the word suggests pre-formulation. So something done before formulation development, it is called as the pre-formulation studies. Pre-formulation studies include determination of physico-chemical properties of drug molecule before development of parenteral dosage form. It is considered as a pre-formulation. Physico-chemical properties of drug can be classified into three different classes. One is called as molecular properties, another is material properties, and another is bulk properties. So meaning of molecular properties are properties that are defined by the molecular structure of the substance. It is called as the molecular property. Material properties are properties which are intrinsic to the material or a particle, and bulk properties are related to the bulk of a powder. It is called as the bulk properties. In this video, mainly we are going to discuss about molecular properties and material properties. There are few of the properties which are combination of molecular properties and material properties like melting point, solid state stability or a solubility. Same as that of specific surface area and hygroscopicity, it is combination of material property and a bulk property. So start with first physicochemical constant. Two important physicochemical constants are partition coefficient and ionization coefficient. So start with log P. Log P is referred as a partition coefficient. What is meaning of partition coefficient? So partition coefficient referred as or indication for the lipophilicity, and it is referred as equilibrium concentration of drug in oil phase and in aqueous phase. For example, octanol and water at constant temperature, and logarithmic value of this ratio of concentration is referred as partition coefficient. When we use aqueous buffer solution of pH 7.4, in that case, instead of water, in that case, it is referred as distribution coefficient or log D value. Importance of this parameter is log D value or log P value is for determination of ability of drug molecule to cross the biological membrane as well as their ability to dissolve in a formulation vehicle. Next is ionization constant. Ionization constant is behavior of drug molecule to get ionized or to remain in unionized at the function of the pH, and the negative logarithm of Ka is referred as pKa. When pKa or ionization constant is equal to the pH, at that time concentration of ionized species and unionized species of drug is equal. That's why ratio of unionized to ionized species is considered as the 1. And pK is important parameter for determination of pH dependent solubility of a drug molecule, because most of the drug are either weak acid or a weak base. So their solubility depend upon the pH. So pK is necessary, or determination of pK is necessary for determination of pH dependent solubility of molecule as well as their tendency of salt formation. Next is solubility. Solubility is concentration of drug in a solution at equilibrium with excess solid. So when solid is added to the solvent, it achieves equilibrium. So how we can determine the solubility? So generally excess of solid are added into vehicle, and then after that concentration is determined with analytical techniques like UV spectrophotometry or HPLC technique. So why solubility is important? Aqueous solubility is important for the biological activity, viability of a drug molecule and formulation development. Next is pH solubility profile. As we know that most of the pharmaceutical drugs are either weak acid or weak base and their solubility depend upon the pH. So depending upon their pK, solubility gets changed as the pH changes from different part of the body. So pH dependent solubility of weak acid or acidic and basic drug can be derived from Henderson-Hasselbalch equation. So this is the equation that can be used for determination of relationship between pH and pK and their ionization and unionized behavior. So if we take example, so total solubility at any pH is considered as the sum of the solubility of unionized species plus solubility of ionized species. The solubility of unionized species, it is called as intrinsic solubility, which is very important parameter for the bioavailability of a drug. So if we consider a hypothetical case in which we assume weak base drug. So for a weak base drug, if pH is greater than pK, in that case solubility is practically independent of pH. Why solubility is practically independent of pH? Because solubility of drug is mainly because of the unionized species, and when pH is far greater than pK, in that case weak base will mostly remain in form of unionized species. So their solubility will be expressed in term of solubility of unionized species. And as pH approaches to the pK, the fraction of ionized species and unionized species become equal or 50%. So that leads to increase in a solubility. So that can be explained by this curve. For example, this is graph for the pH and solubility. So here pH is far greater than pK of the drug. So in that situation, drug remain in unionized state only. So solubility is less, but as pH approach towards the pK, that leads to ionization of drug and that leads to increase in a solubility of drug. But after reaching to the maximum solubility, again its solubility will decreases. Why that solubility will decreases? Because of the common ion effect or a salting out effect. Because as it will ionization will takes place, it will combine with the counter ion and it will produce is the salt form. So concentration of counter ion in solution will increases and that leads to phenomena called common ion effect or a salting out effect. So after reaching to the peak of the solubility, again its solubility abruptly decreases. Next one is solubility in co-solvent and surfactant system. Sometimes drug molecule does not have enough solubility in water to get the sufficient concentration of drug in a vehicle. So to increase their solubility, co-solvents like ethanol, propylene glycol, polyethylene glycol or glycerol are added to increase the solubility of drug molecule into vehicle. How this co-solvent improve the solubility? Generally, co-solvents has less dielectric constant in comparison to the water. So when co-solvents are added into water, they reduces the dielectric constant of water and that increases the solubility of molecule into water. And another mechanism is like dissolves like, because less polar substance can be dissolved in a less polar solvent only. So when solubility of drug is less in water, it can be added to the less polar solvent or a semi-polar solvents like ethanol, propylene glycol. So that can lead to increase in a solubility of drug substance in a water. Now, solubility of drug substance with the help of surfactant system. Surfactant consists of hydrophilic head and lipophilic tail. When surfactants are added into system, they mainly orient themselves at the air-water interface, and as they occupy on interface or a boundary, they have tendency to reduces surface tension of water. As they reduces surface tension of water, it improves the wettability of drug with the solvent, and as solubility of drug improves into the vehicle. Another characteristic is if we add higher concentration of surfactant into water, it produces micelles. Above critical micelle concentration, that produces micelle, and that micelle is nothing but the group of the surfactant produces spherical structure. So If drug is lipophilic, it can be incorporated into core of the micelle. So we can improve the aqueous solubility of lipophilic drug. Next is solubility in complexant system. So complex is a substance when two molecules are held together by any weak forces or non-covalent forces like dipole-dipole forces or hydrophobic forces or hydrogen bond interaction. The example for complexing agent which is very popular in pharmaceutical industry is cyclodextrin. So cyclodextrin has three derivatives alpha, beta and gamma which consist of cyclic oligomers of glucose containing 6, 7 or 8 glucose residue. So that makes it exterior hydrophilic in nature and interior core lipophilic in nature, and because of that it improves the solubility of drug in aqueous vehicle. Cyclodextrin provides lipophilic microenvironment for the drug cavity and it holds the drug molecule by hydrophobic interaction. So as its exterior is hydrophilic and interior is in lipophilic nature, so it improves the aqueous solubility. So next topic is stability and drug degradation. So with solubility, stability of drug is also important because during formulation as well as throughout the shelf life, drug should comply the labeling criteria and it should remain in its active form throughout its shelf life. So if we consider there are many drug degradation pathway, but mainly drug get degraded by three common pathway which is hydrolysis, oxidation and photolysis. So first one is hydrolysis. What is hydrolysis? Hydrolysis is the cleavage of drug molecule under the influence of a water. It is called as the hydrolysis. Second one is oxidation. So oxidation, it is loss of electron in a system, or it can be considered as increase in oxygen and decrease in hydrogen atom. It is called as the oxidation. When oxidation occurs, it also leads to reduction of the other molecule and form redox reaction. If molecular oxygen is involved in the reaction, it is called as the auto-oxidation. Oxidation can be prevented by addition of antioxidant like BHA, butahydroxyanisole or toluene, and by adding reducing agent like ascorbic acid, or we can also add complexing agent to reduces the rate of oxidation or to prevent oxidation. Another class is photolysis. So what is photolysis? Photolysis is when substance absorb the energy and that absorbed energy leads to chemical modification of the structure. It is called as the photolysis. These changes may be visible because of changes in the color of the solution or precipitation formation, and sometimes this kind of changes are even not detectable. Photolysis can be, if it is detected, it can be simply prevented by using a photo resistant packaging, or we can also use complexing agent or changes in a pH or preventing free trace metals concentration into a preparation to reduce the rate of photolysis. First one is salt formation. Most of the drug are either weak acid or a weak base, and they are combined with either base or acid to convert into salt form. Why salt formation is done? Because for parenteral formulation, solubility is important characteristic and improved solubility is generally requirement for the parenteral dosage form. So to improve the solubility, salt formation is generally done. How this salt formation is done and on which basis acidic or basic molecules are selected. So generally counterions with greater acidity or which are more hydrophilic and which have tendency to lower the melting point of resulting salt, that kind of counterion are selected to improve the solubility of the molecule. Next one is polymorph selection. So what is polymorphism? Polymorphism is tendency of crystalline substances to exhibit in more than one crystalline form. It is called as the polymorphism. Why polymorphism is important? Because different crystalline form have different physical, physicochemical and physico-mechanical properties, and that have different melting point, enthalpy of melt, true density and powder X-ray diffraction method. And on that basis we can differentiate different crystalline form of the same substance. So eventually it will affect bioavailability of a drug substance because different polymorph have different solubility, dissolution rate and hygroscopicity. So eventually it will affect the bioavailability of a substance. If solvent is incorporated into crystal lattice, it is called as the solvate. And if water is incorporated into crystal lattice, it is called as the hydrate. If we consider hydrates have greater stability in comparison to anhydrous form. And anhydrous have greater solubility but stability is less. So depending upon the requirement, forms are selected for the final formulation development. Next is characterization of material property. In that, first one is appearance and microscopy. For solid substances, their appearance is also recorded, like their color and physical appearance. Microscopy, it reveals more about their morphology, their crystal habits, and their particle size. Next one is crystallinity. So, crystallinity is arrangement of crystal lattice or molecule in crystalline substances, and that can be determined by XPRD, that is X-ray diffraction pattern. Next is thermal properties. Thermal properties determination include DSC, that is differential scanning colorimetry. When DSC measures generally change in heat requirement to raise the temperature of a substance. So change in endothermic or exothermic peak, it defines purity of a substance or it will also define compatibility of substance with excipient. So this is all about pre-formulation.